In the bug world, the ultimate fighters show no mercy, give no quarter.
Grab onto the prey, hold it, and tear it apart.
When the biggest, baddest bugs go to war, every fight is a duel to the death.
When they attack, it's all over.
These are the Monster Bug Wars top 10 bug battles of all time. At number 10, when a bronzed huntsman takes on a slender-necked mantis, one of them will be down for the count. The slender-necked mantis has all the moves and the killer instinct of a cage fighter. In the blink of an eye, long raptorial arms, lined with needle-like knuckle dusters, land killer punches. But the mantid is about to trade blows with another tough guy. The bronzed huntsman spider is a hit-and-run hunter. It has 8 eyes, arranged in 2 rows of 4. But this street fighter hunts less by eyesight and more from the faintest telltale movement of air.
Huntsman legs are covered with sensors that are very, very attuned to vibrations.
The huntsman has huge fangs and potent venom. The mantis bristles with deadly spikes and rips opponents to pieces with razor-sharp mandibles. Who'll survive this fight? Both bugs are locked eye to eye in a monster stare down. The mantis makes the first move, advancing boldly up the leaf.
That is real commitment. But whether it's brave or foolish,
With its guard up, the mantis is rocked by a lightning 1-2 combination. The sparring continues. Then the mantis gambles on a full frontal assault. As tactics go, it's not what you'd call inspired. The mantis finds its slender body bent over backwards, gripped in a killer clinch. With no referee to call break, the huntsman's fangs plunge like daggers into the mantid's thorax. The mantis refuses to throw in the towel, biting and grabbing its opponent's pedipalp with a sharp-toothed arm.
The spider is going to be in real trouble if it manages to rip these pedipalps off. So it's injecting venom as fast as it possibly can.
this final struggle might be a great display of courage in the face of certain death, but I'm afraid it's too little, too late.
This former champion won't be getting off the canvas. It's down for the count permanently. Counting down at number 9. When a tiger beetle confronts a raspy cricket, the end will be violent. The tiger beetle runs down prey and rips it to shreds.
Tiger beetles are scary. Huge jaws, really, really big jaws. About 10% of their body size.
It's also the world's fastest insect, clocked at 3 miles per hour. The human equivalent would be 30 miles per hour. But this manic killer isn't the only bug hunter in the desert. The female raspy cricket is also fast and ferocious. And like the tiger beetle, she has a voracious appetite.
The raspy cricket is one of the most active predatory insects out there, and it'll attack any other invertebrate it can find.
But up against the tiger beetle, will those jaws be enough? The tiger beetle has speed and crushing, slicing mandibles. The raspy cricket is also fast and retaliates with formidable mouthparts. Which assailant will remain in one piece? The tiger beetle spots the cricket. It pounces, locking down its mandibles. The cricket tries to escape. Then the cricket counters with a bite. The beetle retreats, but it's not out of the fight. It charges back in and grabs hold of the cricket's tail. It's now a tug of war to the death. The tiger beetle's powerful mandibles inflict a devastating bite to the cricket's abdomen. It's followed up by a lethal bite to the neck. Life drains from the cricket as the victor begins to feed.
They've got scissors that are cutting up the prey and mashing it up. And then they've got a base which acts to grind the food.
A tiger beetle eats like it hunts, fast. At number 8, when a green ant army marches against a swarm of paper wasps, it's a battle worthy of the big screen.
Green ant colonies are generally spread around a dozen trees that might contain up to 150 nests, with 100,000 to 500,000 ants total, all of which will risk life and limb to protect the colony.
Every one of these workers comes equipped with weapons of war. Serrated mandibles that cut and crush. Green ants also deploy chemical weaponry. Formic acid that burns organic tissue sprays from their abdomens. If that weren't bad enough, they swarm over a victim, literally biting it to death.
They become like this unstoppable organic plasma that can deter any predator, whether it's coming from the ground or the air.
Beneath this treetop bunker, with its elite soldiers, lives a colony of paper wasps. In a skirmish, they use their aerial maneuverability like a weapon. They also wield heavy artillery at the front and big guns at the rear.
Unlike bees that can only sting once, these wasps can sting repeatedly.
Nature is fickle. One unfortunate windstorm can smash one bug civilization up against another without warning. Now it's war. Next, the top 10 continues with carnage on a bug battleground. Then, coming in at number 7, claws versus jaws. And later, a deadly ninja meets a destroyer in disguise. The top 10 countdown continues as a tree branch, home to a green ant colony, is flung against a paper wasp nest. War is declared. Green tree ants attack with serrated mandibles, stings, and formic acid. Paper wasps dispense multiple stings with aerial maneuverability. Which bug nation will survive this war? Wasps mobilize their airborne troops. Gangs of green ants swarm over individual wasps. Without the ants' superior teamwork, the wasps are at a disadvantage. But one-on-one, a larger wasp overpowers a single ant. But in ant battle tactics, strength lies in numbers. Individual wasps are pinned down, sprayed with formic acid, and bitten ferociously. But now the wasps retaliate. Mounting a concerted airborne attack, they breach the ants' headquarters and begin carrying off the ant brood. Under the onslaught, green ants scurry to save their young. It's carnage. The wasps' superior airborne maneuverability and their preemptive strike on the ant's nest tips the balance. They overcome their assailants. Defeated, the green ants sound the retreat to start a new life in another part of the forest. At number 7, when a freshwater crab and a tiger leech bump heads, there are no soft options. The combatants in this top 10 clash share the same pond. The freshwater crab is a shameless scavenger, feeding on the recently dead or anything too weak to fight. Like a knight in shell-hard armor, the freshwater crab's body and legs are safe from all but the most extreme assault. But the freshwater crab's major weapon is its claws.
It's with these claws that they're able to do everything. They can grab prey or potential predators. They can tear things apart.
But patrolling the freshwater pond is a devastating opponent. The tiger leech. It doesn't feed on the dead. It sucks life from the living. The posterior sucker attaches to its victims with an almost unbreakable grip. Up at the head, the anterior sucker does the real damage. It's all mouth, with tiny razor-sharp jaws.
Once they bite a prey, they hold on with a combination of suction and mucus. They also inject an anti-clotting enzyme to keep the wound from closing up and slowing down their feeding.
But what happens when it goes head-to-head with the freshwater crab? The tiger leech attacks with gripping suckers and razor-sharp jaws. The freshwater crab relies on heavy armor and sharp, crushing claws. Which one will make a meal of the other? It's feeding time in the pond, and any creature is fair game. The crab backs off, but the leech is back. It searches for the crab's Achilles heel. and finally finds access to the soft flesh. The jaws clearly visible. The leech starts to suck the crab dry from the inside.
This is bad news. The crab is able to defend itself really well in the front of its body, but behind, it can't get its pinchers. It can't get its legs behind it.
The leech sucks the life out of the crab.
When the tiger leech drilled through the crab's carapace, the crab began losing all its fluids.
Emptied of its body fluids, the crab draws its last breath and is consigned to a watery grave. At number 6, when a trap-jaw ant falls in with a ravenous antlion, the earth opens up. The antlion loves the sand. Better still, it loves moving sand. It's the king of terraforming. Just a 1/4 inch long, it can transform landscapes overnight. Burrowing in backwards, the antlion creates a pit by flicking up sand from a central hole.
What they're doing is they're gradually digging a cone-shaped pit.
Victims simply stumble in and never leave. Not far from the antlion sand trap, another predator is on the hunt. A trap-jaw ant. Its spring-loaded jaws lock open at 180 degrees, like a crossbow. Then, on contact, they slam shut.
These jaws are the speeding bullet of the natural world. They are literally the fastest moving body part of any animal. They snap shut at 145 miles an hour.
Next, the jaws of death face their ultimate test. Then, more top 10 bug battles, deadly nets versus venomous daggers, and later, desert demons in a death struggle. In Top 10 Bug Battle number 6, trap-jaw ants are on the hunt. But lying in wait are deadly antlions. The trap-jaws attack with stings and spring-loaded mandibles. The antlions entrap and bite with sickle-shaped jaws. Which hunter will eat today? There are death traps everywhere. Antlion pits, part sinkhole and part quicksand. They bury bugs alive.
As the ant walks in to the edge of the pit, it's just so steep that they can't maintain their balance at the edge.
When the ant tries to escape, the antlion showers sand from below. Under the sand, the antlion has locked on, pulling its victim down. Those huge trap jaws are useless. And from below, the antlion has already begun sucking its victim's insides out. the trap jaw disappears without a trace. Coming in at number 5, when an ogre-faced spider takes on an assassin bug, it's the skill of one ninja versus the stealth of another. Most spiders have 8 eyes, but poor vision. The ogre-faced spider has military-grade optics that turn night into day.
Their vision at night is far better than cats and better than owls. And what these spiders do that is absolutely unique in the animal kingdom is they build a very, very specialized web.
An expandable net that traps the unsuspecting in the blink of an eye. It flings it over its prey like a gladiator, casting a deadly net. Every bit as silent and deadly is the assassin bug.
Watching the assassin bug move is like watching a Shaolin kung fu master walking across rice paper. Gentle, silent, careful. Not a single mark, not even the most minute noise. No wonder it's called the assassin bug.
Its weapon of choice is part long sucking mouth, part syringe for injecting venom.
The assassin bug stabs its prey using this long beak-like structure called a rostrum. But with the rostrum, it has additional microstructures called stylids. And what they do is they open up small tears inside the prey, which facilitates the venom flowing in.
In bug battle number 5, a deadly net and a venomous spear will soon become the weapons of choice in a forest as black and as ominous as the grave. Next, treacherous silk versus a stabbing spear. Then fight number 4, death in the desert. And later, rainforest giants go head to head. At number 5 in the top 10 countdown, 2 Bug World gladiators are in a forest arena. The assassin bug is armed with a flesh-piercing spear and venomous saliva. The ogre-faced spider throws a deadly net and dispenses venom. Which bug will live to see the dawn? The 2 deadly foes converge in the darkness. The assassin bug needs to get past the net to strike a blow. It tugs on the web, but a foot gets caught. In one swift movement, the ogre face flings down the net and scoops its victim into a treacherous tangle of silk.
What it will do is it will grab it up, wrap it up with more and more silk, so there's no chance that the assassin bug is able to get its piercing mouth parts out.
The ogre-faced spider wraps quickly while keeping her distance. The assassin bug stretches its legs to break free of the death shroud. It's too late. With the deadly rostrum safely encased in silk, the ogre face moves in for the kill. The would-be assassin takes a hit of paralyzing venom. Death is seconds away. But the ogre-faced spider ignores the formalities. It's already feeding on the body fluids of the vanquished. At number 4, when a desert centipede collides with a desert trapdoor spider, there will be bloodshed. Most of the time, this trapdoor spider remains in the underworld. But some rain brings it into the open for a long-awaited drink. It's a rare outing, and something she's not too comfortable with. This spider is reclusive because the desert trapdoor is an ambush specialist with 2 giant fangs that can pierce the toughest exoskeleton.
Trapdoor spiders have quite large parallel fangs that strike down. It rears the front end of its body up and then strikes.
The trapdoor is a formidable killer. But tonight, the rains bring out another destroyer, the desert centipede.
The desert centipede is the baddest of the bad. He's aggressive, fast, big, mean. He wanders the desert like a serial killer, looking for more victims to add to his list.
Each foot is capped with a sharp spike that pins enemies in a death grip. Up front, 2 huge claws rip flesh and inject venom simultaneously.
This guy's big weapon is his extremely potent venom, which he delivers with these unique modified legs that are claws dedicated to delivering venom.
This desert thug also has incredible senses. 2 huge antennae pick up chemical scent trails.
They have this extraordinary ability to follow a chemical trail ruthlessly, persistently. Once they find it, then they attack.
Coming up, Monster Bug Wars counts down to the final 3 battles. And later, the top 10 war to end all wars. As battle number 4 begins, rain returns life to this small patch of desert. It also brings death. As creatures emerge from their burrows to drink and hunt. The desert trapdoor spider skewers victims with its giant fangs. The centipede attacks with spiked feet and smashing venom claws. Who will emerge the victor? It's showdown time. For this desert trapdoor spider, a brief outing to find water lights a chemical fuse, burning all the way to a big bang. Like a heat-seeking missile, the centipede locks on.
If the centipede needs to dig a prey out, it'll use its venom claws as pickaxe to hoe in on its prey.
The centipede dives headfirst into the burrow. Venom claws smash into the spider's body. The centipede pulls its victim out of the burrow so it can't escape. The potent venom takes its toll. Using his claws like steak knives, the desert centipede never eats slowly. At number 3, a rainforest mantis confronts a spiny leaf insect in a monster battle. It's one of the rainforest's most bizarre citizens. The huge spiny leaf insect's heavy armor and razor spikes are for defense, an almost impenetrable shield. And if a predator does try to take a bite, it'll get a mouthful of those spikes. But in the rainforest, there's one creature who's not so easily deterred. It's an evolutionary success story, the giant rainforest mantis. It's like a bug-world dinosaur with a powerful stance and lethal forearms, spikes and lightning-fast grappling hooks ensure nothing escapes.
The strike can happen anywhere from 30 to 50 thousandths of a second. So this is like 1/20th of a blink of an eye.
But will speed beat spikes? The spiny leaf insect defends with heavy armor and razor spikes. The mantis attacks with thorny limbs and vicious mandibles. Which of these top 10 Goliaths will fall? The giant rainforest mantis has weighed the options. It's only a matter of choosing the moment to strike. But with faith in its heavy armor, the spiny leaf insect pushes gamely forward. The mantis's powerful jaws start slicing through its victim. The spiny leaf insect struggles to escape.
In a fight, a spiny leaf insect is going to rely on its armor to hold out long enough for it to get away.
But it's trapped. The more the mantis eats, the less its victim can fight. It's a race through the first course. Mantis mouthparts work overtime as cutlery. Mandibles slice and dice, while feelers fork it in. A top 10 bug world giant becomes rainforest garbage. Coming in at number 2, when two jumping spiders face off, which one will get the jump on the other? In the Battle of the Leaping Assassins, the long-jawed jumping spider is armed to the teeth.
They've got incredibly long, thick chelicera with long fangs that are almost half its body length.
Not only that, but you can't sneak past a killer whose eyes are everywhere.
They've moved a number of the eyes back on their carapace so that effectively jumping spiders have 360-degree vision.
The long jaw isn't alone. The green jumping spider has the same skills and the same smarts. In the eyes of some, she's also the supermodel of the spider world.
That green jumping spider is absolutely gorgeous and big.
The body is compact and the legs short. the perfect build for a spider that leaps onto its prey.
They can launch themselves an amazing 20 times their own body length. Astounding.
Next, jumping assassins go for the jugular. Then, in our final battle, the fiercest fighters in the jungle face off. Our top 10 battle number 2 opens as two species of jumping spider target each other. Who knows which one will win? The long jaw has larger fangs and fast-acting venom. The green jumping spider has superior size and power. Which bug will jump to a conclusion? The larger green jumping spider makes the first move. It's a Mexican standoff. Who will blink first? The long jaw plays it safe, but the green beauty isn't giving up. She stalks her opponent. And scores a direct hit. Her fangs might be small, but they drip with deadly venom.
These guys have a really fast-acting venom. The long jaw's legs have already started to curl up. A sure sign it's about to pass its use-by date.
The supermodel is more than just a pretty face. Looks can kill. For our top battle, a tree scorpion invades a green ant kingdom. It's a call to arms to defend the empire. This plant is about to become green ant territory. It's empire building by an incredible society that thinks as one.
Colonies are interesting things. This is where hundreds of individuals behave like a single organism.
There are workers, porters, guards, and beneath this swarm of servants, a queen.
In an ant colony, the queen is by far the most valuable thing. She sits there day in, day out, pumping out hundreds of eggs.
Every green ant is a born engineer with equipment to match. Up front, its mandibles are like a hydraulic press, lined with razor teeth. On a human scale, they could lift a 7-ton truck.
Imagine us being able to lift something hundreds of times our body weight using just our mouth.
But some creatures can be too hot to handle. Like this killer, descended from the first bugs to crawl on land 300 million years ago. The tree scorpion.
It captures prey by stinging it with this venom, grabbing it with the pincers, and then tearing it apart and eating it.
But how will it fare in a border dispute? The tree scorpion will strike with a venomous stinger and vicious pincers. The green tree ants fight with razor-sharp mandibles and chemical weaponry. Will this war be won by one or many?
Green ants are extremely territorial. They will protect their queen at all costs.
The tree scorpion shows no such respect for the queen. It's been spotted by a lone scout. It's David versus Goliath. But no one's told the green ant. No matter how futile the attack, it's programmed to lock on to its foe. The scout is easily dispatched, but it has sent out a chemical distress signal. It's like sounding an air raid siren inside the colony.
The defensive strategy of the green ants is built all around teamwork, sending out chemical messages that'll bring in lots of ants.
Ant numbers swell quickly. Each attaches itself. Sensing an advantage, the ants deploy their weapon of mass destruction, a cloud of formic acid. More soldiers swarm in to replace the dead and dying. The onslaught overcomes the scorpion's last defenses.
The ants are able to hold on to different parts of the scorpion so it isn't able to sting. There's a limit to how many it's able to grab with its pinchers.
The scorpion is pinned, helpless. The ants then set about dismembering their victim. They start carrying away the ultimate trophy of war, the scorpion's stinger. Its fight is over. Many ants have made the ultimate sacrifice. That's how the colony works. One individual dies, an empire is defended. Long live the queen. The bug world's top battles are never a foregone conclusion. Size matters, but it's no substitute for maneuverability. Heavy armor won't always give you a winning edge. Sheer firepower doesn't ensure success. When you take on the baddest monsters, the biggest surprise of all is that you're alive to tell the tale.